so freaking hot today. But first I would like to say that I'm sorry for this overly long break in videos, but I was on an adventure in Albania for 2 weeks. Do you want to see some footage as a proof? There you go. As you can see, Albania is beautiful, just as it is, authentic. But now I'm back and my hands are itching for some crafting, and I was planning to make something from my to-do list, but I found something special. Look at this. Isn't it freaking perfect for my matchbox minis? Look. Perfect. And I think it could fit about 76 matchbox minis. And I made only 2 so far. So I think that I should make one more today. And I would like to make a graveyard. It was my daughter's idea, and the minute she mentioned it, I pictured it in my mind. So graveyard it is. Let's go. I already tried sanding it down and the result looks promising, so I will sand the remaining sides of the box as well before starting to paint a scene on the outside. I immediately associate cemeteries with the color gray. That is exactly the color I will use for the sky, both on the outside and the inside. I will roughly sketch out what I want to paint. On the outside, I would like to paint a church and some old dead trees. First, I painted the ground using a lighter shade for the middle section. I hope this will create an effect of a path leading to the church. Before painting the rest, I need to add details to the background. For such small painting, a moon and its glow is enough. Next, I paint the trees. They are super simple, solid black. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, just black twisted branches. The church has to be simple, as I won't be able to capture much details on such tiny image, but I think the shape speaks of itself. It's the classic church you see in movies and cartoons, with a bell tower and a cross on the top. I will also paint lights in the windows and a glow on the path. I tried adding some details like wooden planks on the facade, but they are barely visible on camera. I added a tree on the other side and then started painting the landscape around the box. I want to create hills inside, so I made a hill. The distant trees are lighter and misty, while the ones closer are sharp and black. I used a fine liner to add tiny birds on the sky, or maybe they are bats. The last detail I'll need are tombstones. Graves in Poland looks different. They aren't just slab of stone, but full bed-shaped structures covering the underground coffin. But I grew up watching American cartoons and movies, so that's how I will paint them. Just the headstones. Besides, I don't think I could fit full-size graves inside the matchbox. The headstones alone will look better. The tombstones need a bit of shading and letters. And finally, I added the glow from the windows reflecting on the nearby trees. And the outside box seems to be finished. Now the inside. I definitely want to create a few hills to make the most of this tiny space. And I am using foam clay for that. I've made 2 hills and I am setting them aside to dry. They will dry faster outside the box. Meanwhile, I need to paint the background. I wanted to match the exterior, so I am painting gray sky with a white moon, and I also added some shading along the sides. Now the trees, just like ones on the outside, black and dead. I am using black wire for this. I am twisting several short pieces of wire together to form a thicker trunk. Then I twist the remaining ends in groups of 2 or 3 to create roots and branches. Not bad! I will quickly make a second one. This one turned out even better. I need to arrange them so they look good together and fit inside the box. Before permanently attaching the trees, I will paint the hills green. The clay has dried by now. Painting brown clay green creates a nice shade. But I remembered that on the outside I used only gray, so I added a touch of green to tie it all together. I attached the trees in their spots and added some shading beneath the roots. Time for the tombstones. It turns out a steering stick is perfect for making a tombstone. Perfect! I will just give it a quick sanding and paint it gray so they look like stone. A bit of shading and some dots for letters. And what do you think? They look like ones on the box, so they will fit. I'm cutting the foam clay and inserting the headstones. I won't glue them down because they hold in place really well. I still have some space at the bottom, so I added another hill. That way I can fit more headstones. I just have to be careful it doesn't stick out past the box edge or it will get damaged when I close it. I think I need at least one cross, so I will use a match. For that, I am cutting it into quarters. I did it in my fingers, but you don't try that yourself. Use a cutting mat. I quickly painted the last hill green since the clay had dried and popped the cross in. I kind of regret putting it in the front, it's the most delicate part, but I hope it will be fine. And here I'd like to do something different, maybe an angel statue. I never made one, but I will give it a shot. I will use a toothpick as a base. Maybe I should use a bit of aluminum foil too. No, aluminum foil would be too much. The statue would end up too big, too chunky, so I have to do it using just the toothpick. I will start by shaping the torso in a long dress. I wrap a polymer clay around the toothpick and use a silicone tool to roughly shape the body in a dress. Now I need to make the arms and sleeves. For this I rolled 2 small balls and shaped them into elongated teardrop. But I also need praying hands, so I made 2 smaller balls and flattened them into the shape of joint hands. I attached the hands first, then the arms to the hands, and finally the arms to the shoulders. Now the head. It looks okay as it is, but to continue and add some hair, I need to bake it. Otherwise, everything might get squished. It's hardened now, although still very fragile. I actually managed to snap the head off already and had to reattach it with super glue. I hope the hair will help hold the head in place better. I will give her a braid or something similar. First I need to cover the head with hair. I will use a silicone tool to shape it. Then using a small piece of clay I will make a braid or perhaps just hair on a shoulder. All that's left now are the wings. I can't really make them spread out to the sides much as I'd like to because they won't fit in the box, so they have to be quite simple and point upwards. They are not perfect, but they will do. I will bake this quickly and then get started on painting. My grey paint gets much lighter as it dries, so I don't need an extra layer of lighter paint. It already looks enough like stone. And with that, we've reached the end of this miniature project. Thanks for watching and for waiting for the next episode. I promise the next one will be much sooner. Please subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. And now it's time for the final review. Bye!